During my last discussion, I have discussed about field investigation. Today also, I am going to discuss about the field investigation, but not in ground. It is in river bed, which we generally term as river bed drilling. There is a big difference between drilling at ground and drilling inside water. There are a lot of peripheral problems. Number one, drilling from a platform. In case of any river, there are a lot of other energy acting on the platform. Basically, these are the water velocity and untight platform, because no one can make the platform rigid. For shallow river, there is not a big problem. Shallow river, in case of shallow river, temporary sand island is feasible at a nominal cost. But deep channel like river Brahmaputra, Siang, Dibang, Barak, etc. They are making island, these are very costly and time consuming. It is economically not viable since time is essence of a project. So it is better to go for a floating platform for drilling purposes. And it is time saving and reasonably economical. Undoubtedly, it is very difficult than they working on the ground or and from a floating platform, flow pattern and floating platform itself is a treacherous. It's having unbalanced, non-uniform loading, anything else. In my opinion, drilling in river bed is basically a blind man searching a black cat in a dark room in a black night. Because you see, it is from the river top level, we are sitting at the platform and we are assessing the parameters of say about 50 meters or 60 meters below. It will be what we are searching we do not know itself. So it is riverbed drilling. A black cat, blind man searching a black cat in a dark room. It is riverbed drilling. It is a view of drilling arrangement. Here, from this side the river velocity is there and we are placing the drilling machine here. This is our platform 6 meter by 6 meter, 8 ton total capacity. The floating capacity of this is 8 ton and outside one boat is tied. Two boats are tied. This boat is made for bentonite mud slurry, mud pit, what we call normally in our colloquial workman language, it is called hat. And this side for storage of the drill rods, tool bits, casing, barrel, etc. And this is for transportation of man and materials. from bank to work site, plus emergency for rescue operation even when necessary. These are explained here very clearly. Here, main one thing, there is a guide casing is necessary. Guide casing preferably be 300 mm is better. 300, since water say about 10 to 20 meter having velocity even 5 meter, this guide casing shall be lowered down at least 5 meter below the river with one velocity, because guide casing shall be obstructed, the velocity, river velocity shall be obstructed by the guide casing, so there will be some local shear, local scour near the guide casing, so which is approximately equal to half V. That means 50% of velocity, that is, if it is a 5 meter, 2.5 meter, there are possibility of local scars surrounding the guide casing pipe. So we should provide at least 1 V below the bed level. In addition to this guide casing, an extra support were provided for balancing the upward and downward forces. I shall explain this later on. And another casing is supporting casing is required. Inside the guide casing, if we provide guide casing of 300, say supporting casing, we shall be used at least 200 mm diameter, and that shall be provided up to normal scour depth or LBL, whichever is more. Because you see, already we have provided this guide casing up to 5 meter below bed level, and supporting casing must be below that. So we should be provided up to normal scour depth that should be calculated. It is not a big problem. We can get the bed material and we can calculate the sill factor, and from Lass's equation we can easily fix the normal scour level below the bed. So up to that extent the supporting casing shall be provided. Another thing you see, when I shall be explaining in other ways. During the drilling operation, when we are penetrating in the ground or we are boring through soil, the drilling machine put the drilling tools below. Resultantly, this machine, the platform shall be lifted up, and rear portion of the platform, it should be pushing downward. So to balance this, in other cases, when we withdraw the casing pipes and drill rods and etc., then we will be pulling drill rod. The front side will be going down. The front side of the drilling platform will be going down, and back side will be coming up. This is resultant forces. So in such cases, what we have to do, we have to provide, this is the front side, we have to provide some additional supports of boya, that is some buoyant weight shall be provided. The steel barrel, empty steel barrel, 3-4 empty steel barrel is sufficient. That will be, if we provide 5 extra, that means it will be the 1 ton capacity and front side, and if it is, and in the rear side if we provided 5, that will give you another 1 ton. These are additional support just to balance the upward and downward forces of the drilling machine during drilling and during withdrawal of the say SPT tools. We are trying to withdraw the SPT tools. The weight are required to be lifted. So drill machine will be going down and backside will be going up. During drilling, we will be pressing hard below and front side of the drilling machine going upward and the rear side of the platform will be going down. To balance this upward and downward forces, we have to provide sufficient numbers of buoyants both sides, that is front side of the drilling machine and rear side of the drilling machine. If the floating platform properly anchored, boring drilling could successfully done up to a depth of 100 meter very easily. I have drilled up to 120 meter at river Brahmaputra. I have already said about the guide casing and supporting casing. Supporting casing, it should be preferably 200 mm and guide casing shall be preferably 300 mm. And telescope, it is much better to use telescopic drilling. Say our drilling depth is 100 meter. We have to make some segment. We can start from PX. We can provide PX from bed level to say as far as possible. It should be more than 50% or minimum 50%, and then A6 see another 25%. That means 50 meter we are providing PX casing, and up to 75 meter we are providing A6 casing, and rest we are providing NX casing. So our size is minimum size is finishing size is NX. In such cases, we should provide PX to NX, that is in telescopic manner. We provided two boats not only to make use of the boats as a bentonite mud pit or some storage, but also to provide more stability of the platform during wind and wave. In water bodies, in river, the wind force is much higher than in ground. Because number one, both banks are covered and from water surface it has no resistance. Wind can easily move. Further, it will create some wave on the water body, so we have to face double problem. In the platform, another important factor we have to keep in mind. As far as possible, we store the extra materials, all extra materials which are not directly attached with drilling unit, those should be loaded in extra machine mode. As I discussed earlier, one is bentonite mud pit, another is storage spot. For it will maintain the uniform loading. Otherwise, the platform itself, due to river velocity, it has started. Sometime it has started tilting. Sometime it has some backward forces. This type of happenings are there. The top surface of the platform should be made of wooden plank or board with proper fixing, so that there shall not be any casualty, there shall not be any minor injury. What I generally observe, some small parts or tools made many a time drawn in water. People may feel I am a great man of the world, I am number one man of the world, because, and nobody believes it, because I was happened to fly from Agartala to Calcutta during working at Dev River in Agartala to collect the L screw of drilling machine costing much less than a one-day hotel tariff. You see, it was hardly 100 or 200 rupees the cost of this L screw. It hardly 100 or 200 rupees. But I am flying from Agartala to Calcutta, staying one night in Kolkata, and then next day I am coming back collecting the L screw. So 3 days was spoiled. The cost of 3 days is much more than my both way air journey. So I have to go there to buy a small amount of very small thing. I have to visit in Calcutta from Agartala by air. Another most important thing that the drilling operation at a river bed never be interrupted for more than 6 hours, which is dependent on depth and the formation. If it is very fine sand, instead of 6, it may be 3 hours, it may be 4 hours or 2 hours like that. And the water level shall be outside the casing pipe, and inside the casing pipe should be always maintained very carefully. Otherwise, there will be some sand boiling due to hydrostatic pressures. This difference of the water level outside and inside the bore, drill hole, there will be some sand boiling at the bottom. Once started collapse, the whole drill hole will be spoiled. If at all there is nothing to do, say you are just waiting for final measurement of the hole, because most of the client want to measure the hole after completion. I do not blame them, because it is their duty also. They do not believe also others, and they consider that every workman is cheater. So in such cases, my experience is instead of sitting idle, the mud water circulation can be continued as and when necessary till the withdrawal of the casing pipes. And water level, both side, outside and inside, should be maintained always. In other important thing, no one should use clean water in riverbed drilling. Yes, clean water is essential for drilling in case of rock, but in case of soil, no one should use clean water. It should be bentonite mud water. Mud circulating is best option to minimize the wall collapse of the hole. Because another important aspect, normally at the river bed, we are getting loose sandy deposit up to a reasonable depth, and thereafter some coarse grain sand. And so the collapse of hole using clean water, 101% sure. So to avoid that wall collapse, always we should use mud water instead of clean water. All other activities like cleaning of holes, SPT, sampling, etc. are same as the normal ground level, which I had already explained in my earlier discussion. However, I feel happy to add here few more important aspects. Based on my last more than 50 years experience in this regard, In drilling machine, you see, in drilling machine, we are putting the drill assembly underground with a pressure, resulting the platform will be going up because the soil has generated some amount of pressure here to resist the drilling pressure. So this platform will be going upward, rear side will be going downward. And when we are pulling the drill assembly from the hole, we are applying upward pressure. This will be going downward and backside will be going upward. For this reason, as I earlier said, in addition this normal platform, there will be some extra buoyant, boya, in our skilled workman language it is boya. That means buoyant weight. At least 5-6 empty barrel, steel barrel. If we provide both side, front side and back side, this problem we can handle this problem without any collapse of the well and the drill hole itself. Life jacket for workman is a must, and those does not know how to swim, they should not be engaged in work. I have some bitter experience. Sufficient jute or soft plastic rope shall be at the platform. A rescue boat untied condition is necessary. One safety manager who can handle accident cases, that is first stage. At least in such of accident, some drown in the water, he may be nervous, so he should be treated immediately aside before shifting to hospital. So another most important thing for save oneself and save others, that is आप अपने बचो और दूसरा को बचने दो. Adequate lighting arrangement with red lamp all around the drill site has legal prevention. It is a legal preventionary activity to lighting with red lamp surrounding the entire area. What happened? In rivers, there are some fishermen, they are coming with a small country boat, one man, two man country boat, they are fishing in river bed. If they do not see red lamp, they may hit and they are damaged, boat will be damaged or he may die too. So to avoid such fatal incidents, there should be sufficient red lamp, so that it can be noticed from far away, which will indicate them it is danger, do not go there. In addition to this, necessary prohibited zone declaration is also necessary in consultation with local administration where river is being as waterway. Further, lightning signal for fatal accident of local fishermen cannot be ruled out. Because Brahmaputra, Siam, all these are waterway. Barak, these are waterway. Boats are flying in night time only. Those goods carrying boats, they are coming and going in night time only. So, to lightning signal with a red lightning signal to be provided for own safety and other safety. Samples of the ceiling shall be wrapped with jute bags, gunny bag, and kept away from sunlight and direct heat. Heat are generally generated by engines like drill machine engines, pump set generator, and other engines. So in case of ground, what we do, immediately we make make a pit at ground and we buried them. But here in river, we cannot make a pit. We can wrap the samples with jute or gunny bag, with spray some water, and finally, in a comfortable time, we can shift them to the ground and keep in underground. I had this riverbed drilling. I had widely discussed about riverbed drilling at KIIT Bhubaneswar. Now I am coming to rock drilling. That is normally diamond core drilling. There are many types of drilling. One is diamond core drilling, other is percussion drilling, another is non-coring drilling, another is progressive drilling. These are all drillings. Percussion drilling, we do not have any relation with percussion drilling. Percussion drilling, from there, no one can collect a core. Just dust from materials will be coming out at just dust from. That is using compressed or some TC bit hammers are driving and breaking the rock mass, and cuttings are coming out. It's just like a powder. Basically, for investigation purposes, we require diamond core drilling is necessary in rock bed and cobble boulder bed, where ordinary bits like steel bits or TC bits, drill bits are unsuitable. There are two types of diamond core bits. One is impregnated, another is seated. There are many types of other bits also. There are many subdivisions depending upon the nature of use of such bits as non-coring, coring, shoe bits, etc. Basically, impregnated bits are better for core drilling. These are economically very efficient considering overall output. The cost of impregnated bits are almost double than the sheeted bits. Sheeted bits means this at the end of the bit shoe, diamond pieces are sheeted, and impregnated means the alloy mixed with powder, diamond powder, and sheeted there. This alloy sheeted there, and in sheeted bits, diamonds are sheeted in the alloy. So impregnated bits are too costly, but impregnated bits give more output, less time consuming and speedy, and it is not easily damageable. So after calculating everything, time, power, manpower, everything, considering everything, impregnated bits are most economically efficient and all gives good outcome. I have already discussed rotary core drilling. Percussion drilling, we do not require anything. Non-coring drilling. Non-coring means we do not want core, just to put some, say, another some we require some piezometer to fix some piezometer. In such cases, we have go for non-coring drilling. In non-coring, the core bit is non-coring bits are different. Non-coring is a V-shaped bit, and coring is hollow shape bit. In non-coring, there are no core barrel is required. It can be directly attached with the drill rod, and percussion is not required. For fixing piezometer also, percussion drilling is not suitable, okay? Because it disturbs the entire formation. In case of any closed building there, the building also damaged. So another, this you see, it is a view of rotary core drilling. We are using it clean water. The river water which is available there, we are drilling through gneissic bed, one hard gneissic bed. We are using clean water, and now light whitish color water is coming out. That means formation is consisted of quartzite, feldspar, and biotite. So we are assuming the formation is this. There are many other drill accessories are required, like casings, core barrels of various length, casing shoe bit, lot of other various requirements are there. These are available. Regarding barrels length are 0.5 meter to 6 meter. For 6 meter is not, even 3 meter and 6 meter is not suitable for riverbed drilling, because for 6 meter and 3 meter, the height of the drilling assembly, the height of the drilling assembly is much more, and in river, the platform is 6 meter by 6 meter platform. For 6 meter, it cannot be make the height. For 6 meter, it will be required at least 9 meter by 9 meter, and height of the rig will be 9 meter. Then only we can provide 6 meter. So it is 0.5, 1 meter, 1.5 meter, and 2 meter is sufficient for riverbed drilling. 3 meter and 6 meter in case of ground, it can be used. There are many types of barrel also. One is single tube, one is double tube, another is triple tube. Single tube means it is a hollow tube only. One side is drilling head, which is attached to the drill rod, drill string, and another side is drill bit. And double tube means there are one outer tube and one inner tube. In soft weathered rock, where cores are not very much essential, from the penetration rate we know that the rocks are very soft and highly weathered. In such cases, double tube are essential. Double tube is sufficient enough. But in my opinion, for better RTD, the short length triple tube barrel is more purposeful than other barrel. And NX size coring is more purposeful, since BX and AX cores are more fragile. You see, this is NX barrel. In triple tube, there are one outer cover. This is one outer cover. There and again one outer cover. Inside split cover. That is inside tube is splitted. Can be splitted in two parts. When it is coming out, we can see the positions very carefully. We can observe if any soil fill is there, if any soil fill, what are the joints, what are the cracks, what are the fractures. We can observe directly as it is condition. So triple tube is much better. See, this is core. Here it is joint. Here it is joint. This joint can be considered original, may be original, but there is some major portion was there. But this is cannot be original one. This is opposite to the veins. Rock must generally crack along the veins, along these veins. In this direction it will be shear in natural condition. But this joint is crack developed during torque development of during drilling. There is some amount of vibration, there is some amount of torque in vibratory motions. So this was artificial crack. It is drilling crack. And it may be natural. Finally, this should be kept in wooden box very carefully. In this wooden box, all necessary information like total length for gross recovery, it is say 1.5 meter, how much it is coming, we should measure it. RKDU length, we have to measure the RKDU length greater than 10 cm. Cracks, these cracks are there. Soil fills, granularity, deep, these are the deeps, these are the deeps, what angle they are, these are the deeps you see. And all these are recorded and finally transferred to wooden core books as per guidelines. Proper index marking with depth and say you see T and B. Say it is 8 meter, it is 9 meter. This side is top and this side is bottom. So there shall be one arrow mark. There shall be one arrow mark marking this is bottom. I show it. This is top side and this side bottom side. It should be marked on course as well as in core box. It should be more essential in all purposes. Further, relevant codes, reading of relevant codes is essential to make up your mind. What is progressive drilling? Progressive drilling is, let's see, in case of cobbles and boulders, we cannot say we require say about 50 meter or 60 meter drilling in cobble and boulders bed, especially in Arunachal Pradesh, northeastern hilly rivers, where man-sized to elephant-sized boulder bed are at river bed. In many projects, I observed this up to 50 meter, 45 meter, 60 meter, this type of cobbles and boulders. Boulders means not that it is just 300, 400, no, it is like a elephant size boulder, 6 meter, 4 meter, like that. So in such type of cases, what happens? In boulders there will be some soil fields. Between boulders there will be some soil fields. We first make a hole. Say 1 meter, we are drilling 1 meter. Say it is a PX size. After completion of the drilling, the casing is there, and we withdraw the drilling assembly. And then we grout it with cement slurry. Under pressure, we are grouting it. And gradually the casing will be lifting up. So during pressure grout, what happens? The boulders, the gap between the boulders and cobbles, cement slurry will be penetrated there. And when we remove the full casing, it will be filled up like this concrete bed. This wall will be cemented, both all side wall will be cemented, and it will be concrete bed. Now we have to make one bore here, and again we have to drill it. Then up from here we will be starting drilling. Here we will be starting drilling. So the cost of progressive drilling is almost 3 times than the normal drilling. Because first you are drilling, then you are sealing it, grouting it, then again we are drilling, 3 operations. So it is almost 3 times of normal drilling cost. However, it is progressive drilling is necessary for cobble boulder deposit to greater depth. For 30 meter, 40 meter casing driving is sufficient. For below 30, 40 meter casing driving is not at all wise proposition. We should go for progressive drilling only. And this hole will be stabilized for any time. Even after that, I have installed, after completing, I have installed piezometer also. Piezometer, I can put piezometer up to a depth of 55 meter. So this will not disturb anything. It will be remaining intact as if we are inside the rock. This is my beloved students. He is their professors. These are all BTech final semester and BTech and MTech final semester student. They are coming with me. My basic difference, I am taking theory class also, as well as I am taking practical class also. At a one time, double operation. Like ancient days, Guru Griha Ashram. Because you see, they are very friendly atmosphere, as if they are going to picnic in open space, in a classroom. They are hesitating to ask questions to their professors because there are some bindings there. Here there is no barrier and no binding. They are all my beloved friends. Site is like a picnic spot. Mentally they are feel happy. So they can ask any question and they are happy. So they have, of course, they have successfully completed their degree in this semester, in this paper, especially 6 months, especially, they have all getting 9+ point. They have all getting 9+ point. What I had discussed with them, they learn more. They are using their own talent too. So I hope this shall help you in your coming days. because it is drilling. Earlier I said why it is boring. Drilling means a blind man is searching a black cat in a dark room in a black night. So I hope it will help you a little for your coming days and coming life. Please do not hesitate and always feel free. I am always available at all times at jcgogoi@gmail.com. Thanking you. Please have a nice day.